Hello guys, and welcome to a new Star Division 2 video today by myself, Vulcan, and Attack Power.
Hey guys, always happy to be here.
In this video, we are back for game 1 of a best of 3 between Khers and Gonzo in the semi-final of Division 1 Season 9 playoffs of the Steel Division 2 League. Today they are playing on Kostritsa, and on our left in the red team we have Khers, who's going to be playing with the first Polish and the Vanguard deployment type. And on our right in the blue team we have Gonzo, who is going to be playing on the Axis side using the first Lovas and the Maverick deployment type. Oh, these are some tasty divisions. What do you think about this, Attack Power?
Yeah, big fan of both of these. First Polish fits Khers really well. We all know Khers is like the Vanguard guy of Steel Division 2 right now. And it fits well in that Vanguard. He's got the T-34-76 spam. He's got really solid infantry all around. You know, that stack up pretty well in forests and things like that. And then you just have your general speed of it's not a Soviet division technically, but of the Soviet-esque Polish division. Yeah, so great choice for this map. I definitely think he can brawl pretty well. On the other side here with Gonzo, first Lovas, much slower division. You know, you're working with the slowest Botan transports. It's kind of painful. But, you know, you're working with all that light armor in the Terrans and such. So, you know, should be interesting. Definitely a lot less CQC infantry in the Lovas. They're going to struggle a lot more in the woods. But at longer ranges, your Husarok Goda and just your usual Husaroks and the, you know, the German MG42 Husaroks should fight pretty well with the Polish infantry. So it'll be interesting to see how each player leverages those infantry advantages.
Yeah, that first Lovas really having some like proper meaty infantry squads. There's Husarok 16 man, like the Husarok like 15 man, and then they got like Lovas and everything. And
first Polish does have the Strafniki, the Otsiokani, I think they're called. They're the disheartened Strafniki, which are like, you know, their counter chunk squad. So we'll see which chunky squad can chunk the best.
Yeah. Also, Khers with the first Polish Vanguard, a man after my own heart. Like, this is like one of my favorite combinations in the game.
I do know you like that. Yeah, I remember you playing that.
They just have such beautiful medium range infantry, and I feel like in the town, like Khers is going to have a nice advantage, particularly on like the top side town. Like, I feel like in close range combat, it might be like a bit 50-50. It really depends on like the Sapagé and the descents, but we will see how that goes.
Yeah, first Polish definitely has the better CQC infantry, but it's not like they get tons of them, so they could run out pretty quick.
Exactly, it's very limited in number. Let's have a quick look at what Khers is getting down here. So on the top, he's got the PTRS BA-10M descents in the 50 cal half track. He's got the Starty RKM with the AT-70 there. Further down, we've got PTRS coming towards the center with the triple Maxim, actually quad Maxim there.
God, yeah.
Then we've got another Maxim, T-34, couple of infantry guns, leader, descent in the 50 cal half track, couple of Sapagé with the infantry gun for the open and a Mirtachognia for the capturing this like central open flag. And on the bottom side, another leader with the descent, PTRS Starty, couple of flamers, and the Otsiokani. Up on the top side, on the side of Gonzo, we have Schwaloza, 75mm AT gun, Husarok. Further down, we've got the Nehezpuska with the Husarok there, and the Kedek Balasok and the Nimrod. I'm surprised to see the Kedek Balasok. I've never really found much value in them. They are kind of, I guess the reason you take them is because they are the cheaper sort of the units you can bring. Like in comparison to Husarok, they're like 30 points.
Yeah,
and
no, I think Husarok are only 25. I'd just spend 5 more points and get Husaroks. Maybe they're 30. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll have to look.
Yeah, and Husarok and Starship are like 35, I think, and then
those are Kedek
Balasok are like 20. But yeah, anyway, we got some more AT guns, Turans. Further down, 75mm AT gun with Feldelato Yaror, the Schwaloza, and on the bottom side, Nehezpuska with the Kedek Balasok, Lovistist, and Husarok. These Nehezpuskas, they have the really nice AT guns, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, I love those things. They actually fully kill transports, which is a big deal. They're not like PTRSs and stuff that like leave troops behind. If your troops die in a transport for these guys, they're dead. They're gone. They DED dead.
Yeah, the AT rifle was very, very strong. PO2 coming out from Khers. Look at that little boy plate. Lovely.
And they're 500 meter too, so they even like reach out quite far. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you guys enjoy this content, hit that like button and subscribe. We really appreciate it. and really sports channels out. Thanks a bunch.
There we go. All right, Schwala's opening up on some of the transports that Khers in the middle, on the bottom side. Both trying to get their motorcycles into a good position here.
Nimrod on that PO2, it's probably PO2. It's probably going to die because these Nimrods are absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, the Nimrod's actually really nice start for Gonzo because first Polish can rely a lot on those IL2s. So getting that AA set up early on is really good. Now, one thing we've really got to watch out for is like the early plays from Khers, because he is sitting on the Vanguard deployment type against the Maverick player. So he is going to be wanting to capitalize on the early game as much as possible. But his Sapphire Rocks here on the bottom, getting caught out in the open, are going to take a lot of damage from the 75mm and the Turan 2. Although now they're firing at the Maxim. Yak coming in. Oh, that's going to take a lot of damage from the Nimrod. As you mentioned before, those things really hurt.
Well, I think, don't they have a higher rate of fire than the normal bow for 40mm, which is why they're so strong? I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I am not entirely sure. But it is a 40mm, which is definitely hurts.
Yeah, but they're way more, they are more deadly than 40mm. I think they have somehow have a higher, they like got left with a higher rate of fire than the normal ones, so they're just so much more deadly. Down south, Husadok's trying to stop these CQC infantry from getting,
this is perfect positioning from Gonzo here. Like having the Husadok on the edge here with the Kedek Parasok, like he absolutely melted like the 2 squads of flamers there before they even really got close enough to do a lot of damage. Now the Husadok did take a bit, but you can see as the descents come across the open, the Kedek Parasok going to just mow them down.
In the center there, a Focke-Wulf 190 coming in, hitting that huge lump of infantry and doing a ton of damage to all of them. Really nice bombing on those. Husag Goroshorosok is going to stop those infantry in their tracks.
This is really rough for Khers right now. He's losing a lot of these like support weapons out in the open. Like his Maxims died, his infantry guns are getting chewed up by the Turan 2. Like these 75mm guns that Gonzo's been brought in with the 2 Vet, it's just really, really nice thanks to that Turan leader. And yeah, on the bottom side, things, you know, relatively balanced at the moment, I would say. He's holding well there, but overall, whilst Khers does hold the flag advantage, he is losing a lot of units.
Yeah, I would say the trades definitely appear so far to be going heavily into Gonzo's favor. And remember, Khers has already bought, you know, a Yak. He already had that Yak coming in. It didn't do anything, and it probably won't be able to do anything in the center for quite a while. And these Husag Goroshoroshoks are still very healthy. They've taken very little damage in the center here. Yeah,
and this is like, I mentioned how like Khers has pretty nice medium range infantry. But like the first Lovas is like so much better because of just the sheer numbers of rifles at that range, and their natural veterancy is pretty strong because of that. Oh, Rahamakasak gonna absolutely melt the Stratsiakiem on the bottom side. Archiakane gonna be caught out of cover as well, and since they are disheartened, gonna be falling back immediately. Turan 2 now taking out another infantry gun in the center. The Turan 2's now focusing the last of the Sapphire Rocks and another infantry gun. This is really not good news for Khers, because if that infantry gun goes down, he might end up losing another flag to the salient there. Although, it is a 15-9 to Khers due to this half-track on the bottom side being sneaky.
Yeah. Now, question for you. Do you prefer the Turan 1 or the Turan 2?
The Turan 2 is just way better. Like, the heat round's very reliable.
Yep.
HE round on the Turan 2 is like 2.2 damage, right? So it just chews through infantry really nicely, whereas the Turan 1 is just not really that good. Like the only thing that the Turan 1's good for is maybe cleaning up half tracks and like light armored vehicles.
Well, it fires very quickly. The big difference is Turan 2 has a 1500 meter range. That's so much better than the 1250 that the Turan 1 has. It's kind of crazy. And also the Turan 2 with its way higher HE damage makes it such a better support gun for infantry. Yeah.
Well, the Turan 1 is like more like the counter to like Axis 222 and 223 spam. And then like the Turan 2 is just like a more generic like infantry support tank.
Yeah, absolutely.
This bottom side starting to collapse a little bit. Sorry.
No, you're fine because it is. You're absolutely right. Khers has lost most of his infantry down there, and all that's coming is the Streltsy LKM. Up north, though, Khers is trying to flip the script up north and make some progress there instead. Yeah, the BA-10M might get popped by the 75. Yeah, it will do. That heat round is very reliable when it lands. Because it has so much damage. T-70 going to be able to start pinning down the Kedek Parasox. This 3 moving back. Might get taken out on the retreat. Yep.
Oh,
It
that
does,
Solithan just about managing to get the job done. I'm not sure he can really make much ground across the open here. And another Focke-Wulf coming in for the bombing strike. This time onto the Sapphire Rocks, which is going to be really nice because the Hasagoya Soda Shock will surrender them almost immediately afterwards.
Ooh.
Very, very nicely timed. Oh, and Inez Puzka with the shot onto the transport on the bottom side. VulcanHDGaming get caught out on the road, absolutely demolished by the numbers here. Oh, that is not a place you want to be as a Streltsy squad.
I was incorrect. The Solithan does not fully kill infantry squads. I apologize. I'm thinking of the Finnish Latiel. I'm thinking of the Latiel AT gun, so I do apologize about that. That was incorrect.
I think it does do more damage, though. Still.
It does, yeah. It's still better, and it's got the longer range and everything. It's still one of the best AT rifles in the game, but it's not as strong as the Latiel. These 75 mils are so strong. These are one of the best AT guns for price in the game, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For 30 points, they're absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, and their heat can be, like at closer ranges, can be very reliable at taking out medium armor. Which is probably why when we're seeing Khers not rely so much on like the T-34s, and he's actually opting for the Su-85 is going to try and control the range engagement in the center. But yeah, this is not good news. Like Khers has traded poorly in the early game as Vanguard, which is not what you want to be doing. And he now no longer has a flag advantage. He's going to be wanting to try and secure as many tickets early on, so that if this does go to a long game, he can, you know, still maybe eke it out later on, if he can survive the Maverick swing of income.
Yeah, let's see how this T-34 does against these Tehran 2s if they decide to brawl. It's a 90 mil armor pen, and the Tehran 2 has 90 mils of penetration, so at close range, the Tehran 2 should do just fine killing that T-34.
Since it's a heat round, it doesn't matter what the range is.
Oh, that's true. Yep. Well, they'll actually hit, I guess, at close range.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the accuracy definitely changes.
Yeah, they might land a hit. Oh, the 75 mil now getting involved instead, and that's definitely going to be bad. Oh, more Tehran 2s.
Yeah,
Option 2 is just warm.
Everybody's swinging their heat rounds at that T-34 poor thing.
Loader wounded.
How many shots
will it take?
Just constantly bouncing, causing crits.
There we go.
And finally, 75 mil going to be knocking that out. Su-85 did take out another Tehran 2 in the middle in the meantime. Gonzo trying to flank now. But oh, here comes the big boy gun, the Pack 40 in on the mid for Gonzo. Going to be crew panicking the Su-85. We got the Tehran 2 looking for the closer range engagement with the Su-85 as well. But it's not seeing it. I think it was blind there for a little while until the Su-85 fired.
Yep, down it goes. And the Tehran 2 down south goes down to the T-34. Now, can that Solithan there kill this T-34? Unlikely, but hey,
not in the front armor. If it shows side armor, then that's supposed to be.
Oh, it's showing side armor.
It's just
showing it.
Gonzo threw smoke grenades.
Oh, he threw smoke. Yeah,
he doesn't have line of sight. But this is really, really bad on the bottom side for Khers, because it's 15-9, and if Gonzo starts getting infantry into this bottom side forest, then it could go really badly. Another Pack 40 in the mid now, looking to snipe the second Su-85. Both of them fire, and one of them lands, finding that spawning crit. Oh, Hasadok also now running down the T-34E. The T-34E currently focusing the Rahamaksak. Oh, the Hasadok getting forced back by the Dushka of the Universal Carrier. A little bit clutch there.
Now up north here, Khers making some nice progress, grabbing that flag up north. That's a hard flag to hold, though. But Gonzo looking really weak there, but we are now about to enter Phase B, which means now Khers loses all advantage and Gonzo gains a lot of advantage.
Yeah, so Gonzo going to have that extra, was that 45 points on top?
45 points.
It's pretty nasty for Khers to deal with. That's like an extra couple of infantry squads every tick, and that can really start to add up. Now this sort of concentration on the top side for Khers, I feel like is not really going to pay off in the long run for like a Vanguard playstyle. You know, there are a lot of easier flags to take like in the middle at the start that I would have liked to have seen him focus a lot of these troops on. But particularly like the town engagement, you can utilize the VulcanHDGaming. I do think that the VulcanHDGaming with veterancy will beat like Hasselhock at range, and Hasogo Sodashok maybe, just because of the SVT combo. It can be very, very deadly, but like his initial trades, I think, have kind of pigeonholed him into this top side push, but then it's like you mentioned before, holding that very top side flag is very difficult in the long run.
Yeah, it's very deep. The issue is too, I mean, Gonzo has his commander in already, so like you're never going to be out vetting his troops at this point, and the Godo Shodashoks will beat all the Polish infantry at range. The triple machine gun will pin first. Oh, this Tron 2 is going to catch out this 37 mil, so 37 mil is going to die. Oh. I think we just saw Yak go down. Is that what we just saw there?
Yeah,
too?
The Yak 7 went down. It did trade for a Focke-Wulf bomber, so that wasn't too bad. But the Tulan 2 killing the 37 mil AA here is really
Very
bad. Because that is a lot of points that Khers can't really afford to lose right now. Oh, and on the bottom side, no. Oh, no. The M3 A1 half track goes down with the infantry inside to the Hasselhock. And now the Hasselhock going to be sneaking up on the T-34E. The Nezbuska going to be able to kill off the Kaliadushka. Oh, this is just devastating here for Khers. What are you doing? He obviously like ordered them forwards with attack move or something, and then looked elsewhere for 2 seconds and just got absolutely punished right there. That was really, really rough to watch. In the mid, meanwhile, double Hasselhock gonna just, that is like 32 men running a 2-man infantry squad. Like,
bring it on.
Good luck, man. That joke there. I'm rooting for you.
You can do it, Flamer Man.
You are the
Hold on.
Yeah, holding this flag all on your own. See how long it takes for it to get deleted.
It will not take long.
They killed 1 man. Or 2 men. Okay. They took 2 with them. 2 for 2. I'll give them.
And we have an 85, so we now have an 85 mil in here. Gonna push off that JUD7. JUD7 feels a little unnecessary. I don't know. The T-34s are not that big of a deal.
I feel like at this point, Gonzo has too much to
points
spend
to
points
spare.
on.
Points to spare.
Yeah, he's definitely very, very far ahead in terms of like overall value in this game right now. And yeah, I feel like he just had spare points. He doesn't need that much for the bottom side. He's already got like the Hasogoyo Soroshok and the Alkasok on the way there. He's bringing in a couple of like artillery leaders for the mid and like open ground.
Yeah.
Like he's just really just topping off the units that he has, and then I'm sure he'll make like more concerted effort just to get that 15th flag and hold it, and then bleed Khers dry.
Yeah, and he still has 4 minutes left. And the thing is, when you come out of B phase in a Maverick versus Vanguard game, you are still up 150 points. The Maverick player is up 150 points in total. Now, he just lose the leader up north, T-34 taken out in the transport. But anyway, you know, you're up 150 points to start. So when the Vanguard player trades really poorly like this, Khers is in such a massive hole. And down south, a huge push. 5 infantry squads. I do not think these descents are going to last long.
So many men. The Hasogoyo Soroshok with the triple MGs as well. Just going to absolutely melt them. 16-8. Beautiful stuff here from Gonzo. Absolutely dominating Khers.
Yeah, and the center here is about to fall. Once this machine gun gets killed off by this Tehran 2, there's nothing else there. That flag will fall too. We'll go to an 18-6 and grab a triple tick if Gonzo can hold it.
Got more Hasogoyo Soroshok on the way to try and counter the push that Khers has got going on the top side. The trouble that Khers is going to have here is, as soon as VulcanHDGaming get into like close range combat with the Hasogoyo Soroshok, they kind of lose their advantage. I mean, the Hasogoyo Soroshok do have like obviously the triple MG, but it's the Solithan's like not a very good MG on its own. No. And I feel like the SVTs plus DP can be really, really strong. But if you're not able to fire the DP at close range against Hasogoyo Soroshok, you're just outmanned, and then like that's how you lose those engagements. Yeah.
Well, and the other issue is too, these Godo Shodashoks are 3-star, and the Strelki LKM are 2-star, and that difference is significant, especially when you're already fighting 16 versus 9 men.
Yeah, this T-38 leader sitting in the middle of the town, just really making a big difference as a commander there.
Yeah, I think commanders are really underutilized these days. They used to be a big part of the meta, like everyone called one in at like the beginning of the game. Do you remember that? It was quite a while back. And you don't really see them much anymore, but it's really nice to see Gonzo making use of the command structure here.
Yeah, I think in infantry versus infantry matchups, it's incredibly important, because squeezing every advantage you can out of the infantry that you have is what's going to win you the game. And you can see the again, they're getting absolutely chunked, just severely outnumbered in this case. You know, you have similar numbers of AKM in the ranged engagement there with the same veterancy. I feel like the AKM win, but like this is like a 4 or a 5v1 or a 5v2.
Oh yeah.
So it's just not going to work out. And this sort of local superiority that starts happening when you fall behind, just gets worse and worse if a player is keeping up the pressure. And Gonzo is a master of doing that.
Well, and I got to give credit to Khers. He's pulled it all the way back to a 13-11. You know, he's keeping himself in this game. We see a first Hetzer, and the Hetzer's going to be rough. There's not much in first Polish other than the Air Force that can kill this thing efficiently.
Yeah, so there's the Hetzer on the... You talk about the one on the top?
Yeah, is there another one somewhere?
Yeah, there's one on the bottom side of the map already with the Nimrod there.
The same issue. Well, you know, if you can't get your Air Force to it, you're probably not killing this thing at range.
Exactly. Yeah, the IL-2s are the main solution to units like that, and with the Nimrods on the field, like that's just not really an option. So that's why he's deciding to bring in the SU-76s on the top side, but also tapping out.
Throws the towel. I understand. I don't think Khers is getting back into that game at that point. Definitely a tough one for him. 17 minutes and 10 seconds. Ooh. Oh, I just changed to the KD page. Oh my.
Yeah, when you said he's got it back to 13-11, I was like, I don't think
yeah, I was like, I mean, it's desperate. It's a 13-11.
2,060 kills to 600 losses. That was extremely one-sided towards Gonzo. His use of veterancy early on was exceptional. I feel like his infantry positioning early on, he really took advantage of Khers' aggression. Like, Khers is a naturally aggressive player. He likes playing Vanguard because he pushes early. And I feel like Gonzo, just at the start, his deployment was perfect. Like, putting his infantry into like the edges of the like forests defensively, knowing that Khers would push forwards, and like just stripping his infantry while it's on the move without the entrenchment bonus is like such a good play in this, because Gonzo doesn't need to be aggressive until like phase B, really. He can kind of play it cool, and Khers kind of needs to force that early game engagement, and yeah, he's going to be the one that's running at Gonzo, and so Gonzo just waits there and he just tears his infantry apart. It was just so well played.
Yeah, and I think Gonzo knows going into that game, there's no way he's getting to the front line first. You know, those Botandes are never beating any of the transports to the front line.
Yeah, that's true.
Just with these Hungarian divisions and a lot of these minor faction divisions, you just have to deploy a little bit further back because your transports suck. You know, they're 20 kilometers an hour slower than the other transports, so you're never beating anyone to the front line except for your small support troops at the beginning. So you just have to expect that you're going to have to play a little bit more defensively at the beginning until all your troops actually get to the line.
Yeah, I think another thing that was interesting for me to see was Khers focused a lot on like the descents and the Sappergirocks early on. And the Sappergirocks are nice squads, but I would say you'd want to specialize them in like the heavy cover engagements, whereas he was using them from heavy to light cover engagements and in the middle around the town. Whereas if he was using like the Stasi LKM squads with the extra veterancy, they would have been able to trade a lot better against like the Hasaroks and the Kerekpalasok.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with you. I did find some of his play with his CQC infantry to be a little bit strange. You know, in places they didn't really belong. Let's put it that way. We found some, you know, that Sappergi out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know why it was there. Like, why would you ever want it there at all? Yeah, just some odd placement of those infantry. And it took him a little too long to set up his defenses and protect his gains in the middle and everything, and it was very easy for Gonzo's longer range, more powerful infantry to just break those down very quickly. If
we go to the kills and losses quickly, there's not really much to see obviously on the side of Khers because he didn't get that many kills. But on the side of Gonzo, it's interesting to see how many support weapons he kills. Like, if you just look at the sheer amount of Maxims, like infantry guns, you know, like AT guns even, that he killed very efficiently, was really, really nice. And it felt like Khers' reliance on that just got punished so hard early on by the 75 mils and the Tarantus. It was very big.
Yeah, and losing all those support weapons is really a big deal. A lot of newer players don't understand how important setting up those support weapons are so that you can successfully make and then hold pushes. Once you lost those, everything just disintegrates then. Your front line dies and there's nothing there.
Yeah. It's a very decisive first game here for Gonzo in this best of 3. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, good game to Gonzo there. Sorry for Khers, but we're hoping he puts up a way stronger fight in game 2. We know he can. I know he can. I've seen this guy run people over, so I am very excited to see game 2.
Yeah, Khers is a fantastic player, and I feel like in this case, it could be a divisional matchup, it could be a income matchup, or just something was just a bit off here, that Khers wasn't quite confident going into this matchup or something, and Gonzo had his number. But yeah, fun little game. We'll be moving on to game 2 shortly, but that is it for now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, thanks guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. Have a fantastic day.